Hey, hi, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Goat Force Gaming channel, where we play the roguelikes and the roguelites every single time. If you like rogues, I am so glad you are out here with us. Folks, I am back with another Death Must Die video, and per usual, this is going to be a watch party. Because the way I play this game, I just play several runs with the recorder going, and sometimes I get exactly what I was looking for, and sometimes it just takes a few runs to get there. This time, I wanted to go in and kind of put together what I'm calling a chameleon build, where by utilizing alteration ritual and building it up in terms of the length of time that it lasts, and then putting together a capability of boosting experience very quickly, we would amass all of the blessings, regardless of whether we got them through level ups or whether they were popping randomly via the awesomeness of alteration ritual. So folks, this is the legendary chameleon build. Now I went back and forth. I was pondering as to whether I should call it the Shang Tsung for obvious reasons. I settled on the chameleon. I really like the thumbnail that got put together. He's cute, but I'll tell you what, he will bite your face off. You know what I mean? So, it's a watch party. I will be commenting along the way, but more excitingly, probably, we're going to be doing the November update video here. And if you're new here, look at this. We're going to go from 72 to a minute and a half of a random power. I was very excited when I saw that. Also, lots of master rarities. And then, as you're aware, the legendaries can trigger on top of the master. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I don't want to spoil anything. Anyway, every month we do an update video where we get into the stats of the channel. We talk about how the month went. We talk about revenue. We talk about where we're at towards our 100 giveaway goal. We talk about watch hours, and we masquerade as low-level statisticians for a little bit because that's fun to do. And so we're going to get into all of that today. And what I can tell you at a high level is that you're going to want to hold on to your seats, because we are doing extremely well. And when I think about the North Star of eventually being able to sponsor a go-kart build through Gamers Outreach and to deliver one to a children's hospital, that goal becomes a little bit more achievable when I see numbers like this. And we're going to have to see how... look at this. So, I know, the legendary popped, but I didn't think we were going to lose. And so I went the other way. But there's going to be more opportunities for massive amounts of power. Keep watching, stay tuned. But when we have numbers like this, it's super exciting. I don't know how erratic they're going to be. You know, everybody says, oh, you can't count on consistency. And so, that's fine. That's fine. But I can tell you that it was just a stellar banner month. Broke all kinds of records again. You know, I was doing the reroll here because I really wanted a higher rarity of shurikens. I felt like they owed us at this point because, you know, I was already going to level 3. But then I thought, I don't want to burn all the rerolls, so I just settled at that point. Have you ever settled? I'm sure you've settled. So, let's get into it. Let's start with views. September was very exciting because we had a channel high of 14,500 views. Then, in October, there was all kinds of interest in Witchfire and Battle Shapers and Knight versus Giant, if you recall. We hit 19,000 views in October. In November, we toppled that, and we hit 47,000 views. That blows me away. We had 4.8 thousand watch time hours in November that came from that. I attribute a lot of this to the overwhelming amount of interest that there's been in Death Must Die. We also participated in the Bullet Heaven Festival, and there were several games shown off throughout that 2-week period, falling into that genre. See, look, still, the common novice level shurikens. I still felt like they owed us, so I went with the reroll, but again, sometimes you gotta settle. So Death Must Die has continued to be of high interest. It's getting a lot of views. There was a video that I did showing off the legendary dragon that you get from the Fire Goddess. And that video hit a number of likes that I had never seen before on the channel. And given the average watch time and the number of likes and the overall interest in the game, I think those three things really drove this. That video hit 8,000 views. And so folks are seeing ads. And I know, ads. They're a thing. But it helps drive the revenue. And we're going to get to that. Let's talk about growth in the channel. October was a very large boost to the community size. We set a record, and there were 234 new subscribers that joined the community in October. It was phenomenal. We crushed it again, and I want to give another warm welcome to all 422 new subscribers that joined the Goat Force community in November. We are all glad that you're out here with us, enjoying Rogues and helping support the channel and the giveaways that we do. Speaking of giveaways, let's provide an update there. We are on this quest to do at least 100 video game giveaways in 2023, and I am happy to tell you that we have hit 95 total video game giveaways, and I am also happy to tell you that this video that you are watching right now is rated G. A lot of you know what that means. This video is rated G for giveaway. Yes, folks, that's right. We're closing in on 100 giveaways. And so, yeah, we got to take the master level. There were so many master level drops. Okay, back to the good stuff. We're going to give away 5 copies of Smash Dungeon. Smash Dungeon is a game that I played on the channel previously. It's an action rogue. It's fun. We're going to give away 5 copies. And all you need to do to be eligible to be in on the giveaway is to be subscribed and leave a comment. That's it. That's all you need to do. And then I will pick 5 of the folks that comment on December 4th. And you know what that means, because math, 95 and another 5, and we're there. But, and I'm going to get to the revenue, we have some funds to do some extra stuff with. And so there will be more giveaways than usual in the month of December. Look at another master. This build was so much fun. I mean, 8.5 minutes in, and that many masters have popped. I knew it was going to be over the top redonkulous. At some point, I can just tell, oh yes, this is the one. This is the one I was waiting for. It's nice when it finally shows up at the front door. So, let's talk about the revenue now. And I've been tracking where we're at since the beginning of the monetization process, where ads were enabled and revenue started to be a thing for the first time on the channel. And it has fluctuated, but it has fluctuated in a positive way. It's still seeing growth. And so if we just go back to September to start with, we had a channel revenue of $57. And in October, that increased to $72. So remember, in November, Death Must Die came out, and the developer was kind enough to give me an advanced look. So I had a lot of videos out. They got some attention. And by some, I mean a lot. And that contributed to a very successful increase in revenue. And so for November, the channel brought in $175. We have a surplus. And so in December, we will be celebrating the success that the channel has seen in terms of growth. We will be celebrating what we have done with the giveaways. We've met our goal. And we've done this together as a community. That's why it's special. When you hang out here, you support the channel, it drives revenue. I know, because ads. It drives revenue, and then we do cool stuff with that. So these are giveaways from all of us to all of us. That's why it's cool. So we will be celebrating Goat Forcemas. Yes, I just came up with that today. We're going to be celebrating it throughout December, and there will be more giveaways happening than what happens usually, which is our once a week. Maybe we'll double it. We'll see. We'll see what we're going to do. But we're going to do more of them than usual. I want people to get some games. It was really cool to see. When you look at something like the go-kart, these setups that are hospital-grade gaming stations that can be wheeled around and cleaned easily, these are not inexpensive. My research has shown that they could run around $3,500 US. And so, you know, when I think about that, it makes me think that something like that is further out. You know, perhaps 2025, you could talk about something like that. I don't know how sporadic this revenue is going to be over time. Folks that I've talked to say, hey, you know, this thing goes up, it goes down, it's all over the place, you can't really count on it. There are creators with 100,000 subscribers that are saying, hey, you know, I couldn't do this full time if I wanted to. I have a day job, I can only put so much time in, etc., etc. So we don't even need it to get that high, like full-time job level. We're not talking about that, but you'd agree it's a sizable investment to be able to do one of those. And then, of course, as soon as we figure out how to do one, then we're going to have to figure out how to do more or do something bigger or, you know, I don't know. But we are a force of goats, and we are a force for good, and we're going to do some cool stuff. This year, it's the giveaways. Next year, we'll figure it out. But I was super, super excited and thankful for what we have been able to drive together. Very, very cool. So, let's go into talking about our members. We have 10 members that provide an additional contribution to support the channel and the giveaways that we do every month. And I want to call each of them out. But before we do that, the taste of time has dropped. Enemies are going to age. They're going to lose life over time. I also think that if they're out there long enough, they should be coming out with canes and walkers and whatnot, because that seems appropriate. Maybe, you know, some of their teeth should fall out. Like, devs, if you're listening, let's do this. Let's do this. I guess the skeletons are appropriate, but, you know, you get what I'm saying. Let's thank the members and recognize them. So at the Goat Scout level, we have Rhinoc, we have Back from the Dead 1, we have Matty KO, and we have Fails Too Much. At the Bleep Boxer level, we have Hibben, ESC, Gypsy Carnage, and Misguided. And at the Horned Hero level, we have OFC and that guy. Oh, look, it popped again. Temporal Lord. Another legendary. You just love to see it. Now, that's the one where I was thinking, well, I don't know if I really am going to need this. Also, we have a legendary via alteration ritual right now, the one that pops and does the screen clears. So things were really coming together at this point, and still had 5.5 minutes to go. I just thought, man, this is going to get nastier and nastier. And I thought, you know what? Let's just make it so where more and more experience points can flow into us. And boy, if wisdom shows up, you know, then you're just upping the ante every time. If any of you are interested in becoming a member, there is a link in the video that will take you right to that spot on the channel. And what you'll get in return is you'll be celebrated in the monthly video for your additional support. You will be recognized on the channel via the membership carousel. I think it's at the top of the page. That's where it should be. It rotates the channel members for folks to see. And you'll get access to coffee and goat-themed emojis that yours truly created that kind of look like the things that they're supposed to be. It's really hard. It's pixel art. I spent more time than I'd like to admit on those. I think some of them turned out pretty good. They're emojis, but I like to think of them as emoticons. And you'll be able to say cheers, and there's one that's a goat playing games. It's fun. It's all for fun. I'm also going to attempt to do a members-only series called Cheat Days with the Goat, where I am going to film myself making ridiculous, over-the-top foods that I've either heard about, or I've dreamed up myself, or what have you. And you know what? It's probably going to be poor quality starting out. Let's be honest. This will be a first. But we're going to try it. We're going to have fun with it. And I think the first thing I'm going to do is something that I'm going to call barbecued Oreo bombs. Okay? So if I can make that happen in the month of December, I will try. I've got plans, and I think I'm already thinking about some of the other dishes that I'm going to want to do. Probably will involve the brother-in-law that I do a lot of the silly eating that we do. He's usually involved. Big fan of food, like me, and probably like you. You're hanging out here. You know, we talk about that damn food and coffee all the time, right? Anyway. Super, super pleased with where we are. And I'm going to do everything I can to keep things going. I will admit to you that sometimes I think I've got my hand on the ball. Like, oh, this is what YouTube wants. This is what you all want. This is what feeds it into what I call the sprinkler. Some people will call it the algorithm. The goat refers to it as the sprinkler. Now you know. If you know, you know. And now, all of you know. I also think that, and somebody brought this up previously, that we need a shirt or a mug or something with, if you know, you know. It's one of those phrases on the channel, right? It's like an inside thing. Wouldn't that be good on a mug? I think it would be good on a mug. Maybe we'll see about that at some point. So that is the update, and like I say, I'm going to keep doing what I can to continue building upon what we've all come together to build so that we can keep doing awesome things. That's what we're going to do. Level 37, a minute and a half to go. The hellfire raining down. All kinds of rando powers from blessings popping off. We've even got the divine shield at this point. And with how powerful the alteration ritual got, you know, these powers just stuck around like for a very long time. And at this point, I was just clamoring for the skeleton party to show up. That was the one thing that I hadn't remembered seeing across the run, was that time dome. And I thought, okay, sure, let's get the dome out there. Why not? It's just so satisfying running through these guys and just ravaging. If you know, you know, and a lot of you know. Cheers to you, by the way. A very late game. Cheers. Where are my manners? I'm actually out here with a grape Waterloo today. I know. Well, it's later in the day. And, you know, coffee and caffeine, it would just be inappropriate for the time of day that it is. Sometimes I'll have a late in the day cup on a Friday to keep me going. Now look at this. See, I knew between him being frozen, could just keep following him. He just went down so well. What a run. Final cheers to everybody out there for the support and what we've achieved this year so far. Just tremendous. I've got some fun things in mind for December. We're probably going to play Noida at some point because I love Noida. It's a great game. Last year we did 'Twas the Noida before Christmas. And we might do something like that again. Noida's just a good old fun game. So, folks, I'm going to bid you adieu. Thank you again. You take care out there, and we're going to keep doing what we're doing and having fun doing it. That's the name of the game. Take care. We'll see you again soon.